Hello my loves and welcome back. And if you're new here, then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. So today we've got a quick short yoga workout for your core. We're going to be using a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, I'm going to suggest you use a small empty box. So if you've got something block shaped, then grab that and let's begin. First, I want to just say that this is a short little snippet of the yoga core workout class that I did for my Patreon community this month. If you're looking for a longer version of this class, then head on over to Patreon. The link is in the description. I hope to see you there. All right, so put your block to one side. You're going to bring yourself onto your back. Have your knees bent and your feet on the floor, arms just resting down by the sides. And we'll just take a little bit of arch and flatten. I always like to do this movement at the beginning just to see how my back is feeling on any particular day, because most of us are dealing with back issues, and just to see, are there any little areas that I need to be mindful of during my practice? All right, as you exhale, come into neutral. From here, what I would like you to do is draw your knees up. Have your knees kind of over your hips here, your shins kind of parallel to the floor, so that if you wanted to, you could rest your block onto your shins. You want them kind of parallel to the floor. And I'm going to ask you to move only your right leg. Only your right leg. So we're going to activate through our legs first, and to do that we're going to point the toes up towards the ceiling, imagining that our flat feet, the soles of our feet, we're pushing towards the wall behind us here. So arms are just down by the sides. Draw your navel to your spine and activate the cinching muscles of your core, your stability muscles of your core. Left leg will stay where it is. From your right hip, just lower your right leg towards the floor. Keep the leg bent for now, and then bring it back up. Do the same side. Right leg will lower, and then release. Now what you're looking for is, can you keep your trunk stable? So is the connection of your trunk to the floor changing? And that could be that as the leg lowers to the floor, you're losing your stability and your back is arching away, your rib cage is popping up. So notice if that is the case for you, and can you stabilize here? If you're stabilizing and you're great, then maybe you work on lengthening a leg. Lengthening the leg out. Now as you lengthen the leg out, the lower it comes to the floor without touching, that's the caveat, then the harder it's going to be. So if you just want to practice kind of a diagonal here, that's fine. That is totally fine. And that might be, again, your indicator that you've gone too low. If you go low and you pop away from the floor with your trunk, can you keep this connection to the floor just where it was when you were here? Nothing else changes. Draw the knees in, take a little rock and roll, release. I like to do a little roll around just to massage my back body. A couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in the other direction. All right, come back up, same tabletop position here. Feet active, toes pointing up, arms to the sides. Stabilize your trunk, cinch in. Stabilize, and then with the bent knee from the left hip, the left foot will drop towards the floor and rise up. You can, if you want to, take a moment to connect to the floor and then bring it back up. What I would like and prefer is for you to hover, kind of have a sense of where the leg is in relationship to the floor here, and hover it. Don't let it connect. That's going to be a little bit more challenging. If this feels okay and the torso can stay stabilized, then maybe you extend one leg out and draw it back in. So maybe try that. So we're working on core stabilization, core strength. We're working on a little bit of stability here. Working on focus, control, and release. Draw the knees in. You can take a little roll around. You could, if you wanted to, take a little windshield wiper, knees from side to side, or even a nice full body stretch. That might feel nice too. Whatever position you've chosen, I want you to come back in. Now, if you found that the bent knee position was challenging enough for you, you're going to repeat that. That's totally fine. Totally fine. If you found the bent leg position was a little easy, just extending one leg, then take the legs up towards the ceiling, let the arms rest down by the sides. Left leg is going to stay where it is, and the right leg is going to be the one that moves. Now again, this is only for those that found the straight leg version okay, and it wasn't a challenge. Can the right leg lower towards the floor and then come back up? Now we're going to alternate this time. So can the left leg come towards the floor and come back up? Repeat this, alternating right and left. What I'm looking for here is as you lower one leg towards the floor, can you keep the torso stabilized? That the connection to the back body to the floor doesn't change. What I'm also looking for is movement of this leg that's up towards the ceiling. As you take the right leg out, is your left leg coming with you? Or is it stable? I want you to do one more each side so that you get a chance to experience, is this other leg up towards the ceiling moving as you lower one leg to the floor? And then take your release, your rock, your roll, your windshield wiper, whatever it is. So how do we kind of see whether that leg that's up towards the ceiling is moving? How do we make this more challenging? We bring in our yoga block. And you might think that this isn't going to do much because they don't weigh anything. And I'm going to say this, I've said it before, I'll say it again. People think that yoga blocks make things easier. That can be the case. They can also make things a heck of a lot harder. You're going to take your block, you're going to place it on top of your left foot. That already might be a challenge to get it up there. And can you push your left leg up towards the ceiling and then lengthen your right leg? Keep those there. Keep those exactly where they are. Left leg is not going to move. Your right leg will be the one that lowers to the floor without touching and then comes back up. And I want you to repeat, just moving the right leg. So just notice, is this a little bit more challenging now that you have to focus on this foot, on this block? Because I'm asking you to do a lot. I'm asking you to stabilize the trunk, stabilize your left leg, balance the block, and move your right leg while doing all of that at the same time. So is that available? Because that block doesn't weigh a lot. What it does is it brings in some mental work. Brings your brain into it. Brings your brain into the practice. Brings you here, brings you present. Notice. And as you draw the leg up next time, bring it in. Bring the block in. Release it. Roll around. Take your stretch. Whatever you need. I like to take a little circle of my knees just to massage through my back body, through the pelvis. All right, and then we'll do the other side. So now the block will come to your right foot. You'll reach the right leg up, balance it. Right leg will stay where it is. The left leg will be the one that moves. And then come back up. So again, you're looking for movement. The only thing that you want to move is this left leg. That's the only moving point here. It's your hip, your left hip. Everything else is as stable as possible, and that's not always possible. We're going to do one more. And then you'll draw the knees in and take a little rock and roll from side to side. So my question to you is, were you lowering the leg less when you were using the block? Because otherwise the block would fall off. So when we do this, again, there's that tendency to lower the leg down, but because for whatever reason, whether it's the core strength or hamstrings, we tend to move this straight leg reaching up and not even realize it. Well, when you have a block, it's harder because it'll only get so far before it falls off. So notice, if your block fell, did you have to change the height of your moving leg? Was it less? And did you feel more core engagement by doing that? All right, from here, just draw the knees in, take a little rock and roll. Maybe take a little windshield wiper. And then take one long full body stretch, reaching out all the way from the fingertips to the tips of the toes. Drawing the knees in, roll to one side, push yourself up, come up and over and into a seated position. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Big deep inhale. And a loud exhale. Resting here. Body, mind, heart, and breath. Balanced as one. Namaste.